Hello, I'm Gary Schotten, and I'm here as a part of Inspiring Better Business. And today we're going to talk about success in business, or business success. I'm going to tell about my dad. You heard a few things about my dad, and he's been passed on to glory from the year of 1990, so that's been 30 years ago, but I sure draw on that. And I didn't realize the situation because I was just a farm boy working for my dad along with my brothers, and we had farm operation where we drove tractor and planted wheat, and it was dry land. It was in the southeastern corner of Colorado. Now that doesn't mean a lot, and I didn't realize it until I saw a documentary on the Dust Bowl. And there was a lot of heartache in the Dust Bowl. In fact, there was a lot of suicides because farmers were at their very limit. They had expected rainfall, and they expected the ability to have natural rainfall for growing their crops, and that was not going to happen. And the dust came in, the dirt had been turned from plowing it, and the wind came and the dust came, just horrendous dust storms. And I only remember one time when a wall of dirt, about 70 feet tall, came moving away across the land towards our house, and there was this complete brown wall coming towards us. And then sure enough, for the next 3 or 4 days, it was just total brown. We didn't get outside the house. There was no ability to even drive on a car. You would wreck even on the slowest way you could go because it was full of dirt. Well, I tell you that because my dad was a successful business person, and he did that through starting his business career in that setting. And so when I hear about somebody that's successful, I want to hear about someone that didn't have a golden spoon handed to them and they took something to the next level. But in his case, he started with absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. No one to help, no one to support him, and moved into the Dust Bowl area and found someone that would believe him enough to rent him the land so he could farm it. And he found a way to get a tractor and some plows, and he started pulling the plows and driving the tractors with the smallest of beginnings. And I picked up and now look back and understand he was a successful business person. When we have business success, he's my example. There's others, I know, and I'm proud, I know, but that's where I'm going to look at it. So one thing that Dad didn't do, and you shouldn't do, was ever seek money. He was conscious of money. He controlled money. Remember, if you plant a harvest and it has an annual harvest, maybe, we went several years without a harvest, I know that for sure, and your payday is not every Friday. It's not every other Friday. It's once a year, maybe. And he had cattle. We had cattle that made the difference from some of those years when we didn't have a wheat crop. But he did not seek money. He sought to be the best farmer he possibly could be. He was diligent. He planted when he knew to plant. He got ready. He expanded. He took risk. The things that would have to happen there. I'm just amazed that I'm able to have been raised in this setting in that way. And Dad never did seek fame either. You know, a lot of people wanting to own a business think, oh man, I'm going to be famous because I'm the person, I'm important. Dad was not that kind of person. We were quiet. He was a very quiet person. Just did his job. Just day after day, week after week, month after month, plowed it along, started with nothing. And when he died in the year 1990, the estate was worth quite a nice sum of property and land and cattle. I hate to say the numbers because it would blow your socks, but he was a successful business person. Now, I'm going to tell you that the real success, I think, is running your business or your operation with Christian values, integrity, serving people, And pleasing God, boy, that's going to create a pleasing atmosphere for your life. It's not about money. It's about a balance in life and a balance of the family and marriage. And I know we have such a disruptive world now in that area, but that is still our target. God wants that. God wants us to be successful, not because we own the business, but because we went through life in that way. Now there's two parts, and I'm going to point these out. There's the natural part of owning a business, and then there's a supernatural. And there's a local minister that really highlights that by regularly saying when you combine the natural and the supernatural, then you're going to really see good things. Well, that's true with being a business success. So the natural is learning good business, learning how to, your accounting, learning how to have quality, learning to start with what you have and grow step by step, learning to have systems and processes in order to make profit. You know, we do measure the success of financially in a business by profit, but that isn't it in a complete capsule. So the natural is very important. And you know, there's some people that have no awareness of God, no profession of God, and they are just really good at business. And they're going to use the laws of business successfully, even better than a lot of Christians or some Christians. That baffles some people that are believing God and trusting God, and they've got their business going. And why didn't God help me? Well, God's there to help you, but possibly you didn't have, that person didn't have the business skills needed to operate at that size, or didn't have the knowledge needed to run a business. And so there's the natural side of owning and operating a business. You can't get around that. In the farming world, we said the rain will fall on the just and the unjust. And so we have to recognize there is the natural side. But when you add the supernatural with it, boy, you have so many good things going for you. Now, these supernatural things don't show up just every week and every day. I mean, it's not every day a supernatural event happens, but it's more like that there's major crossroads, at least in my life, that I wasn't sure how to go at a major crossroad, and I needed God's direction in that. And sometimes it was obvious, and sometimes I actually kind of fumbled through to find His plan. And when I followed that plan, I found out maybe even 6 months, a year, 2 years later, that man, back there was a crucial time. And with God's help, I went in the right direction. I sold at the right time. I bought something at the right time. There's going to be times when you need that supernatural difference. You're going to need to combine the natural with the supernatural in order to end life or end a segment of your life with a pleasing result. A result that says we're pleasing to God in the way we do things, that we're able to conduct business with Christ-like values, Christian values. And that's our barometer. Well, I hope this is helpful. I want you to have a business success, and I want to have business success myself. I'm just telling you right now, when I can pay my bills on time, that's conveying to others that I'm following a Christ model, and I'm not going to stretch them out, and I'm witnessing to God for something simple as that. When I pay fair wages to my workers and listen to them and understand them, I'm modeling a Christ-centered business, and I believe that's what it's all about. Thanks for being a part of Inspiring Better Business.